Hey everybody, it is October 4th, 2022. It is Tuesday. It's almost 3 p.m. Central Time over here. So the prime time trading time is just about over here in 6 minutes. So going to cover the SP 500 plus the other markets as well. So let's get started. So starting off the SP 500, to be honest, today was a boring day. Not a whole lot going on. The only movement was one way today, as you can see, and basically up. This is the 5-minute chart we're looking at right here. So pretty much just straight up. There really wasn't anything going on at all. There was, and I don't know if this happened yesterday or early this morning, but there was this one right here. When was that? Was that yesterday? Yeah, that was yesterday. So that one's even done. So there's literally nothing going on today as far as any setups I could take for the for this S&P 500. So all we're doing is waiting for, let's see what this one is at right here, 3803.50, 30. Okay, we'll move that over there. So we're just waiting for the retracement to happen, for it to break below this line. They'll give us a short down here to the blue line. And then another area I'm looking at is down here. This is the 2% or the 2% line on the inside pitchfork. The early white line is 1.786. That seems to be the safe way to get out of it. But anyways, the main exit is this blue line right here we're looking for. And it looks like closing out the day here, the market's still going higher as it's just trying to pop up right there. But we kind of saw this coming here. I've been waiting for this over for a week now. You can see down here using the MFI, overbought oversold indicator. Whenever price would go down here oversold, you see is about right there. If you look down here at the way bottom with it right there, see it had a little pop up and then got up to the oversold area. Then you had a sharp move down, then gets down here to being oversold again, pop up, overbought, pop down. So that seems to be kind of like the oscillator of what to expect when it happens. So then of course what we have down here in the 4-hour chart, we have it going from oversold down over here, and now we're having that pop up. You can see though what this doesn't show is how much it's going to go up. That's just the one thing it doesn't show. It just kind of gives us a little timing, because over here you see it down over here and it barely popped up before it sold off again, and then finally being oversold, now it's moving up even more. So if it continues in this trajectory right here, where it's been pretty much nothing but straight up, because as what you kind of want to see more so than that is you want to see more of like a stair-stepping kind of pattern moving up rather than straight up, because it's getting close to being oversold again here in the 4-hour chart. So I wouldn't be surprised in the next day or two for some type of little pullback here to get this point down, especially if this goes up into the overbought territory up over here. But the exit we're still looking for is based off the 1-hour chart from this move. It is going to be the top of this green box right here in the low 4,000s. That's where we're looking for this next rally to go up to eventually, and then close out that trade setup right there. But that's S&P 500. Not a whole lot for intraday trading, and it's moving higher. Now, same thing again for the Russell 2000. Pretty much all four of these markets, because I will cover the Nasdaq today. The Russell 2000, same thing as the S&P 500. Nothing really going on at all when you have a straight up day like this. My system, the way I traded, it's not really it's not trend following system for the most part. So when you have price going one way after the initial, like this would have been the initial trade over here using those semaphores right there, and just delete this out of here. Price broke up, getting close, didn't hit it, and then finally hit it right there. And the next target, which it does seem to hit a lot of times, which is one thing I'm looking at, would be way up here, the 2%, either the 1.786 or the 2%. That seems to be the safer one, because it doesn't always hit the 2% line up there, but that would have been the safer trade to hit that one. Then after that, I mean, it straight just took off. It's just going up, so nothing to do except wait for a pullback. So move forward, the 4-hour chart. Now here on the Russell 2000, look at this. It's already getting into the overbought territory. So next day or two, definitely look for a little pullback, at least in the Russell 2000, and perhaps in other markets as well. But this one is definitely in overbought territory right now. So look for next day or two some type of pullback in the Russell 2000. Crude oil. Crude oil is still kind of middle of no man's land. This is a 4-hour chart right here. And then daily chart, same thing. Moving over to the 5-hour chart, it is in a live setup right here because coming off from last night, there was this trade I talked about. We're using that red, and then we were just waiting for the next red to form, which still hasn't. But while we're waiting for it, price still broke down in below it, and so that it does initiate the trade for it. And it never came down and hit this blue line right here. And price has just been moving up. And so since it broke this high right here, we're looking for this exit for this trade to be at around $82.67. Wouldn't be surprised if price does move up a little bit more over here, you know, and hits the opposite way, the 1.786 or even the 2% line from the inside pitchfork. But we are eventually going to look for a pullback down here, down to around $82.68 from that setup. And so, of all the markets, this is the only one with the current active setup that's going on. I think we looked at the 4-hour. It's getting closer to being overbought. Still not there yet. And daily, just still in no man's land. Now, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, again, same thing as S&P 500 and the Russell 2000, just waiting for a SEP to form. You know, another straight up day. Going up here to the 1-hour chart. You can see price has moved up here all the way from this lows, which was the 200% Fibonacci extension level from this trade set up over here. We're looking for price to move up to the top of this green box right here, which would be around 31,738. We're about over half. We should be over about halfway there, especially coming off the lows right there. It was at 1760, about 1347, 1350-ish. More to go from up there. Looking at the 4-hour chart, not quite overbought yet, still a little more to go, but as you can see, you know, pretty much from these lows right here, price has just skyrocketed up. There's no stair-stepping pattern at all. It's just straight up. And then for the daily, we're still coming off the lows right here, so we still expect more of the rally to happen. There will be a pullback somewhere in there, especially if the 4-hour chart tomorrow hits into the overbought territory. But there's still a long ways to run from the daily chart, so we're in good shape for hitting that up here. But I do expect a pullback before we go up there and hit it. Lastly, for the Russell 2000, same thing, 4-hour chart. I'm sorry, this is Nasdaq. For the Nasdaq market, it hasn't hit the overbought territory yet. Getting close for the 4-hour chart. Daily chart still coming out of the oversold territory, and then going in looking at like this. From the 5-minute chart, still same thing. Still just looking for a setup, and this is the one coming off the lows right here, and everything has already gotten filled up. It was broke out, retracement down, came up and hit it, and then went up and hit the white lines as well. That wouldn't have been that very good of a trade because if you get in right there, if you got out right there, it would have been a slight loss, and that does happen from time to time. And that is it for that. I'm going to go look at the S&P 500 and see what that one would look like using the inside pitchfork. Broke out of it right here. Went up, hit that, then went up, hit the 2%. So yeah, that would have been an amazing trade. You held it all the way about right there, 83 points. Yeah. So anyways, that's that. This shorter video today. Not a lot going on, so no reason to talk about nothing. But eventually, if not tomorrow, then the next day, looking for some type of pullback in the market. But still bullish until we hit those markers where we're looking at, especially for the S&P 500, up until the low 4,000s, 4,006-ish. So take care. Talk to you later. Bye.